What's going on, guys? Welcome back to the Beyond the Backboard Podcast. Just another podcast for you guys here. My name is Omar. Next to me are my beautiful co-hosts over here, Max, Earl, and Jay. And we're just going to get into the playoffs here. We're going into the third round, the Eastern Conference Finals and the Western Conference Finals. Tonight is the start of the Eastern Conference Finals. I mean, Western Conference Finals, my bad. With the start of the Eastern Conference Finals tomorrow. Tonight is Thunders versus Minnesota. Guys, what's the storylines? Give me the details here. What are the storylines in this Western Conference Finals?
I think definitely right now, the main storyline here is going to be Anthony Edwards versus Shai Gilgeous-Alexander. You could probably argue certainly two of the biggest names in the West, maybe the two biggest young names other than Luka Doncic, but he's already been to a finals. We saw Luka get there last year. So this year is either going to be the first finals appearance for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander or the first for Anthony Edwards. Either way, we're going to see one of these young faces of the NBA play on the biggest stage for the first time. So I know a lot of people are very excited for that. Certainly, the play styles of SGA versus Anthony Edwards are very different. They've both had very good playoffs. I would tend to say Anthony Edwards has had a better playoffs than Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, but SGA, I feel like we're all just waiting for him to be announced MVP any day now. Now that series is over, I'm not quite sure why the NBA has held off this long, but now I really can't see a reason why they're not just going to announce it. Maybe it'll be Jokic, but I think all the time
they don't want to
SGA getting the award at some point during this series. So we're going to have the likely MVP of the league versus one of his top rivals out west. I don't think these teams I don't think they've ever played each other in the playoffs. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think this is going to be the first time we see those two guys squaring off. And for how big they are and how beloved or hated, I guess they are across NBA fandom, depending on who you ask, that's definitely going to be one of the biggest storylines, I think, in this series.
I agree with you there, yeah.
I feel like, personally, for me, they should just like a old school, a classic battle between like, who's the next faces of the NBA? We always talk about like the LeBron James, Currys, Kevin Durant's of the world competing for championships. Well, this year we get some of our new and upcoming stars showcasing their talent. I think this is a good. I think this is a good thing for the NBA, especially with viewership down. Like having new guys we can connect with. Because like let's be honest, like Steph Curry, LeBron James, KD, all those guys are probably. Not now, but some of them are transitioning out the league sooner rather than later. And I think that's a real conversation that people aren't ready for. So giving them a preview of great basketball, which I hope these series go really well for the sake of the future of the NBA. Just like finding new fans out there to follow. Like when we first watched our basketball series, we had some fun matchups to like look forward to and watch and develop connections with as a viewer. And other young fans are getting the same opportunity here with people who maybe they don't really watch on a day-to-day basis. Some people don't watch Timberwolves games every single night or Thunder games every single night, or even Knicks and Pacers. I can definitely say Pacers. No disrespect. I'm sorry, I didn't mean to single them out. But like these teams like aren't always teams that everybody goes out and watches. Besides, I'll say the Knicks. So just seeing them all in the spotlight, especially like Shai versus Ant, I think it's going to be amazing. But I think there's another storyline here. I think we know Shai and Ant are going to play great basketball, but I think the winner of the series, the real matchup is between J-Dub and Julius Randle, the second options. J-Dub to me had a disappointing round. I just think he was very inconsistent. Did he show up when it mattered most? But I'm saying like overall he was horrible. Compared to his standards.
No, he was very
I would say bad. Offensively, he was bad.
That's a good analysis, yeah.
And I think last game, obviously, like I was saying, like he closed it out very good. Like he showed his maturity, like I complained about. Is OKC mature enough to go and close out a round? They proved me wrong there. So that's that. But this is a fresh round. J-Dub, it's in your hands. Julius Randle, it's in your hands too. So I want to see what the second guys are going to do in order to help their teams win. So that's my other storyline I'll introduce.
Are we really saying Jalen Williams is the second guy in OKC?
Absolutely.
Yes.
It's not even close.
He's an all-star.
It's not close.
Really?
Who do you think it is?
I'm not going to say anything.
He's going to say
the
not there yet.
The second best player of that last round was Caruso, surprisingly, but J-Dub is still his second option. Though.
Yep.
But you guys had some great headlines. You guys really stole my two that I really liked. I was definitely going to talk about the second options, Earl, but Max, yours is fire too. A headline that should be talked about that's also in play. Small markets coming up, man. Shout out to the small market teams. It's always, I think a crazy stat came out today. First time in 29 years, a team from Texas, or is it California? Those two teams were not in the conference finals or the finals. First time in almost 30 years. So yeah, shout out to the small market teams. Minnesota. Shout out to Oklahoma City. I really hope we get a good series, like Earl said, man, for our generation, because this is what we have now. I mean, this is the battle of between two of the future faces of the league. Even though SGA is Canadian, they don't want to name a non-American player the face of the league. It is what it is. He's that guy. He should win MVP. Hopefully they announce it like today or tomorrow. I don't know what the hell they're doing with the MVP, but definitely going to be a great series. I'm very excited to see how this goes. J-Dub has to come through, man. I was going to get into that. I think he was horrible last series. He had some tour date numbers last series, like 5 for 20s, 6 for 18s. He cannot afford that in this series. Like against this team, Minnesota, where you can't there's no margin for error against a team like this, where Julius Randle's in his bag. Mm-hmm. Jaden McDaniels is stepping up every game. Rudy Gobert is going to take the challenge personal against Isaiah Hartenstein and Chet Holmgren. And then you have the story with Randle versus Hartenstein, 2 old teammates. How are they going to match up? Will they be guarding each other? What's going on with that? It's a lot of great storylines to tap into with this series, and I definitely can't wait for this one tonight, man.
Yeah, Jay, you have a lot of great points there. I think one of those points, I'm not sure if it's going to be Hartenstein guarding Randle, but the storyline is going to be I think we're going to see a lot of Chet Holmgren on Julius Randle. We're going to see a lot of blow-bys by Julius Randle, at least in that department, down below, at least if Julius Randle, Chet Holmgren is on him. But, but Isaiah Hartenstein is an even better idea. Just defensively, it's a better idea because Isaiah Hartenstein, I feel like he's more of a brick roll than anybody else on that team, I feel like. So if anybody were to take on Julius Randle, it were to be him. But we also have to consider some guy that comes off the bench, too. Somebody who really did stop Jokic, too. In some aspect. Jalen Williams coming off the bench. Not Jalen Williams, the starter. Big man Jalen Williams was able to stop Nikola Jokic at his prime. And in some departments, it slowed him down. I'm not gonna say stop them. That's a little bit much. But to his credit, he did slow him down. Like I believe there was a stat saying he was like 1 for 6 or 1 for 7 in one of the games when Jalen Williams was guarding him. 1 for 8.
I don't know the stat. I'm gonna take it.
You said this, so that's why I did.
No, I don't know. All I know is if we're talking about stop them, that was Caruso. Shout out to the chat.
Yeah,
Caruso. What they did just to add on to that, what they did that's why when people say we were glazing Caruso, bro, y'all don't understand. We knew this was what Caruso did. Like he is a really great defender. Like I agree. Like he has times like during the regular season where he kind of, I don't want to say falls off, but it's almost like I think the better way to put it is like what we talked about, playoff risers. He's a playoff riser. Defensively, he's there. He was hitting corner shots when they needed it. Like Alex Caruso, like Jay said, he was their best player, I feel like, next to Shea consistently throughout that series. And it probably wasn't, well, I won't say it wasn't close because there's other guys contributing, but man, we were watching him. I watched Alex Caruso like force like 6 or something turnovers in that last game, like 3 in a row, possession by possession, and then J-Dub coming in and scooping up the layups and steals as well on Jokic, just making him uncomfortable. And that just shows you his versatility as a defender. Like he's so good, bro. Alex Caruso, I miss him so much. I got nothing but good things to say about him.
Yeah,
and that's a player. That brings up like another interesting just thing that I feel like is becoming kind of a meta in the NBA now is putting a stronger but smaller defender on dominant bigs like Jokic, and which allows like your primary center, like your big man, to just kind of roam and play off someone else who you don't trust shooting three-pointer. Like if there is a team like Denver where they have someone like Russell Westbrook on the court or Peyton Watson on the court where you're okay with them leaving them to take a three, you put Alex Caruso on Nikola Jokic and you allow Isaiah Hartenstein, Chet Holmgren to just kind of roam and play that help defense. I think, if I'm not mistaken, the first time we saw that was either last year or 2 years ago when the Nuggets were playing the Lakers. They were trying to put I think Rui or Vanderbilt, some smaller defender on Jokic, and then they were having Anthony Davis just play like roaming help defense. And so I feel like other teams have looked at that and now are trying to copy it, not just against Jokic, but some of the other bigs in the league. So when you have a guard like Caruso, who is small but still a good defender and strong and can hold his ground against these dominant all-star bigs, it's a big advantage to be able to just have him hold his ground there, and then as soon as if the center tries to back him down and turn, he's going to run into the double team from the actual center. So, I mean, shout out to Caruso. He's again showing his versatility in the modern NBA. Like that is a skill that you can use. You can match him up against these bigger guys, which just allows the actual center, to play a lot freer on defense.
Yeah, if Chet is on Julius Randle, Minnesota in 5. He cannot guard him. Like he will put Chet so deep in the paint. Chet, like Max just said, Chet will be a roamer in this entire series. He won't be guarding anybody. Rudy Gobert is going to be in the dunker spot right by the rim by Chet. And then Hartenstein just got a body up Julius Randle one-on-one. I think everybody in that OKC series did solid against Jokic. He did have 2 40-point games in that series. So nobody really couldn't guard him still. But Jay Will off the bench did a good job against him. Hartenstein is a big body, good to put on Jokic. And then the Caruso in that game 7, I don't know why other teams don't do that. I mean, it was like Earl said, it was like 6 in a row where it's like he gets the ball, and then he pulls the chair on Jokic, Jokic falls, he gets to steal. Or Jokic has the ball in his hand and rips it from behind him, he's not even looking. It's like once Caruso gets into that bag where he's like dialed in like that defensively, he can literally guard anybody on this team. I want to see him on Anthony Edwards, but I know they're going to probably put J-Dub on Ant for lane because Ant will shoot right over the top of Caruso. Every single play will come down and shoot over the top. So they have to play this smart. I hope Minnesota does what Jokic or does what Nuggets did, get Chet in the post and just let Randle go to work. You're going to have to come double because Randle has been dominating everybody so far in the playoffs in the post. Even your Lakers, or I'm very sorry.
No, I agree.
It's cooking in the post.
I agree with you, man. Yeah, and like you said, I think me and Omar had a conversation about Julius Randle last week. And the thing about Julius Randle is, like, depending on who is guarding him, he has the size advantage. He has the strength. Depending on what type of center you are, he can blow past you easily. I mean, he's been doing it consistently for the playoffs. And I know, like, the conversation becomes like, okay, Julius Randle hasn't had anybody over 6'9" guarding him in the playoffs. But even with that, man, like the way Chet plays defense, like don't get me wrong, great defender. But if Julius Randle uses his body against Chet, one, either Chet's going to get into foul trouble, or two, Julius Randle is just going to body him and get past him. Like, that's just a fact. I just think the way he plays with physicality, I think that style of basketball is a little bit uncomfortable for Chet Holmgren. And to that point, someone could say, okay, maybe Isaiah Hartenstein plays off the help defense, but then you got Jaden McDaniels who can stretch the floor as well. So you can't just leave him. You can't pack the paint. So I think this team, I'm so excited for this series. First of all, I think this is going to be the best basketball we've seen so far in the playoffs, which is saying a lot because there's been a lot of good games throughout these rounds. But man, I think this was kind of like the best case scenario with what teams were left. Like, this is what I want to see. I want to see the young guys fighting for, hey, this is my chance. Like I made this point. You have Shea, who potentially is the MVP of the league, and you have Ant, who arguably, to some people, not everybody, I'm just saying, like, general conversation, is fighting for a chance to be the face of the league. And having both of these guys pin against each other on the highest pinnacle of basketball in the Western Conference before you get to the finals, it's just good. It's just good for the NBA. Like, in a season where we talk about how the ratings have been down, like, NBA has to market this. I know they've been marketing it now, but they have to get people watching these games because personally, I think it's going to be the best basketball.
They got to make it easier to watch first.
Agreed.
They have to make it easier to watch first. I mean,
so I made a point earlier about J-Dub on Ant. I completely forgot about Lou Dort. Who the hell is Dort going to guard?
Oh,
is he gonna be on Ant? He will give Ant hell.
He would probably be the one on Ant. Considering that he's one of the better defenders on that team, he's probably going to be.
So they would hide Shea on Mike Conley, even though Shea can guard anybody on the floor as well.
That might be a good idea, yeah, but I don't think they're hiding Shea.
That's what I'm saying. He's the worst. He is the worst perimeter defender out of all those guys, though. This is why I said hide and quote.
Yeah, because I see it.
I just don't. I don't see Dort not guarding. I completely forgot about Dort. Dort will be on.
I did too. Dang. Yeah, I think the flexibility on that defense is just like we're over here. We're like, oh yeah, he can guard Ant, or no, he can guard him too. Then it's like, okay, who gets the second best defender on that team? Julius Randle, okay, the third best. Jaden McDaniels, who has size as well. So I think for the first time, this might be a round where they all actually match up really well. I know there's been a lot of advantages and disadvantages on both ends of the floor for both of these teams. Like throughout the rounds they've individually played, but this one might be pretty. Like size-wise, pretty evenly matched. And like I'll throw another key out there. I think the Nickeil Alexander Walker has to have good games off the bench this series. Him and Naz Reid compared to who's on the other side. It's Aaron Wiggins, Kaysen Wallace,
Isaiah Joe,
Isaiah Joe
off the bench.
Yep.
I mean,
so that's gonna be tough too. Like the bench matchup is almost as fun as the starting lineup matchup too.
Remember Dante, Minnesota?
Yeah.
This gonna be a good
Dante.
series,
I forget
bro.
about Dante. Dante
series,
hasn't had his moment yet either, so that could be now. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, I think the key to this series is going to be how, and you guys have touched on it already, but how the Thunder rather are going to guard Julius Randle. Because I think definitely the Dort to Anthony Edwards assignment, I would be shocked if that's not at least what they start at. They'll probably throw multiple bodies at Ant, but Dort's going to be the primary defender, I'd have to imagine.
Agreed.
If you're going to let Randle go one-on-one, I'll say even against Isaiah Hartenstein, I think that's a bad idea if you are OKC. I think Julius Randle, if you let him go one-on-one, he's shown in these playoffs that he can get buckets and that he can be an efficient player. He can put up numbers if you let him go one-on-one. I think the reason that these teams have been giving up such big games to Randle is that they're not willing to double him because they're too scared of Anthony Edwards. But when we've seen Julius Randle be doubled, especially in the playoffs in the past, that's when he's usually at his worst. That's when he's turning the ball over. That's when he's inefficient. That's when he's being a ball stopper. That's when the offense slows down. That's when you kind of see the criticisms of Randle that we're used to making. It pops up when he is double teamed. The best players in the league, the Anthony Edwards, the Jokic's, they excel when they're double teamed. I think you have to put Randle under that pressure and say, we're going to make you make it the pass. We're not going to let you go one-on-one. Make the right pass or take the right shot here. Put you under pressure, make him make a split-second decision. I think if the Thunder do that, if Mark Daigneault recognizes that and does that, I don't believe that Randle will be able to step up and handle that pressure. I think that's when you're going to see the Timberwolves offense start to fall apart there. But if they continue to just let him go one-on-one and say, we're going to make Julius Randle beat us, I think he will. So I think that's a big decision on Daigneault.
But I also think that's a mistake. Because if you put Julius Randle in a situation where you're going to have to be like, yeah, we're going to make him be the one that wins, he's proven he can do that.
Exactly. That's what I'm saying. I think if you let him go one-on-one and say, make you beat us off with your shot making, I think that's a bad idea because he's done that now in back-to-back series. I think they have to say, make us beat you, we're going to make you beat us with your passing, and you're making the right decision.
So I've seen Randle this whole playoffs. He's actually been playmaking pretty good. Like when the double comes, he gets it out quick. No, before the double even gets to him, he gets it out quick, reset the play. They're getting it out of his hands fast because they know that's not his strong suit. So I saw it with the who they play last, the Warriors. He had Draymond in the post. I don't know why they even sent the double, but he was killing Draymond at that point. They had Draymond in the post. And they were bringing Gary Payton Jr. Before Gary Payton was even in his vicinity, he swung it back to the top. Mike Conley reset it. Just never not going to let him double because Julius Randle's going to turn the ball over. And OKC commits they commit the most turnovers in the league. Like they're going to get steals. They're going to get their hands in the cookie jar, especially on Randle. He dribbles too much sometimes. So I got to see how he adjusted this kind of defense because this is not any defense that he's played so far. Like, out of everything in the playoffs right now, the OKC defense is the most reliable out of everything that's been going on in the playoffs. They're going to get good stops. They're going to commit turnovers. They're going to make some good defensive plays.
Yeah, that's true. This is going to be a really interesting series. It's really about this series is really going to go down to the matchups and all of it. But let's move on to the Eastern Conference. My Knicks versus the Indiana Pacers. Let me just start here by saying it's going to be an interesting series.
for sure.
Who's
Sorry.
Who's
My
this
bad.
fake Max,
He's-
bro?
Huh?
Bro, who's
Ground
this fake
Cub is
Max,
like
bro?
talking. Ground Max, are you like having a split personality in the chat, bro? You talking to
Yeah,
yourself,
this is
replying to
funny.
yourself?
Yeah, this
We
is
ball
funny.
though.
I declined the comment.
I know who it is.
It is the true Max.
It is the true Max. I know who it is, but I'm not going to release their identity.
Yeah,
I will just
Can't
say,
forget.
whoever it is, they joined this chat literally today,
Literally today, bro. May
Yes.
20th.
They did it right now.
May 20th. Yes, no, I'm being so serious. I checked it when I was looking. Like it's a new account.
But I did want to say real quick that hold on. Okay, my bad. But I did want to say real quick. This is going to be an interesting series for sure. The Indiana Pacers are battle tested. The Knicks are battle tested. Both of these teams have shown that they can go further and further into the playoffs as time goes on. What I'm looking at this time is I'm looking at this as a brand new series first and foremost, because the Knicks have a different team than last year, and the Indiana Pacers don't have a different team than last year, but they have one key person that they didn't have last year in Ben Mathurin. That brings another sense and offensive ability to their team, which we have to worry about. That is something that we have to worry about too.
Okay.
The Indiana Pacers have to worry about two things. Actually, more like three things at this particular time. Jalen Brunson, Karl Anthony Towns, who's averaging 30 in the series against them in particular, and Mikal Bridges. Mikal Bridges is going to be a big X factor in this series. If he is not doing the things that he was doing against Boston, this series falls apart for the Knicks. Mikal Bridges is going to be a huge X factor. I'm looking for Josh Hart to almost kill himself like he did in the last series as well, when he got elbowed straight in the eye and then the thing. But overall, ultimately, the Knicks cannot sleep on the Pacers at all. The Pacers have the best offense running in the NBA, best pace in the NBA, as I've said earlier when they were versing Cleveland. They can very well run us out the way that they run out Cleveland and the way they run out every single team that they face. So I'm not counting them out. But I'm looking at the defensive side of things. I'm looking at OG Anunoby. I'm looking at Mitchell Robinson. I'm looking at Mikal Bridges. I'm looking at these guys that they didn't have last year at full capacity. And I'm thinking, why can't the Knicks win in 6? They just beat the Celtics in 6, almost borderline 5. Why can't they beat the Indiana Pacers in 6? And let me remind people, the Indiana Pacers went out in 4 last year. Don't make it seem like it was an interesting series in the slightest. They got blown out every single game, and Tyrese Halliburton was a shell of his former self. He did not play well in that series. Look at the facts. We can look it up.
Last year, so boring. What was I doing last year at the same exact day last year?
You were on Playback going over the video. But
I don't even know.
To end off my little spree here, it can go either way, for sure. Because of the reasons I've listed throughout my whole rant. But if I have to give an ultimate prediction here, I'm going to say Knicks in 7. It's going to go 6 to 7 games in my ultimate opinion, and it could go either way. But for the sake of formality, Knicks in 7 here.
So we're doing series predictions on each one because I didn't.
We could do that. We didn't. I'm doing it because I'm a Knicks fan. I'm doing it because I'm a Knicks fan.
Wow, biased takes. I'm just playing.
Yeah.
Well, okay. Go ahead, Jay.
But I agree with what Omar said, especially with Bridges being an X factor. I factor him and OG, and they're in the same class. If one of them play good, the Knicks are okay because Cat is going to eat, and Jalen Brunson is going to eat, as we all know.
OG's not going to hit open shots.
But I think the biggest X factor of the whole series is Aaron Nesmith for the Indiana Pacers. If he's doing the shit he was doing in the Cleveland series, where he's guarding your best player, he's getting rebounds, he's getting fast break points, he's hitting his open threes, Knicks are gonna have some trouble, man, because the Pacers are just so deep. And I know, Omar, like you said in your rant, they can run us out the gym. I think that's how you guys fall. Because stylistically, I like how the Knicks play and how they match up with them. You guys beat them in the season series 2-1. I don't know about injuries, but I know that you guys won the season series, and Cat was dominant in that series as well. I just got to see what this Pacers team as of now. They're playing 10 guys in the playoffs. Knicks only have 7 guys. Tibbs only trusts Mitchell Robinson and Deuce McBride off that bench.
That is very
And
true. And
Rick
the occasional
Carlisle-
Ichua, but I mean,
Rick
it's
Carlisle
really
is
not
putting
much.
in Jarris Walker, Ben Mathurin,
We know,
TJ
we know.
McConnell. He's playing 10 guys, bro. Like
Yup.
they can match up so many different lineups with the Knicks. I
I'm-
just hope that they have the win for it, man.
Before the next person speaks, I'm going to just take a line from Jalen Brunson himself. I'm just glad that Tom Thibodeau played us all those minutes during the regular season. Continue.
I don't know. This is a different intensity.
I
to
get
play
it,
on.
man.
They're not
I
holding
get
the
it.
fort we're
But
watching in the
let me
playoffs.
say this. OG has played the best basketball he has ever played in his entire career, and he's played the most games this year, averaging around 40 minutes a game. Mikal Bridges hasn't missed a game this year.
The Iron Man.
Iron Man, he's been doing amazing. He didn't do well during the regular season. Hell, he wasn't even playing great offense during the season against Detroit, the series against Detroit, and even the series against the Celtics for the first 2 games. But then started to lock in on defense during the last possessions during those games, which kept him in the game. That was the reason why he was in the game. There was no reason to keep Mikal Bridges in the game if he's not playing good defense like that. Davis would have sat his ass.
I think this series is definitely going to be closer than a lot of people think. I feel like most people are either going to say this series heavily favors the Knicks or this series heavily favors the Pacers. I believe this will be a totally different series from last year. I don't think you can look at those games because
100%.
obviously the Knicks just roster-wise are constructed very differently. They have a lot of players now that they did not have for that series last year. And the Pacers, I think chemistry-wise, now having been together for a full year and Tyrese and Siakam having been together in that system for over a year, Carlisle being able to develop a lot of these players, Nesmith, Nembhard, Miles Turner, Obi Toppin, that core just plays much better basketball than they did last playoffs. I think that team is better, even though it's mostly the same guys. I think they've absolutely stepped up their level of play this playoffs. Like that series against the Cavs, by far, I think the most impressive stretch that they have had. So I firmly believe that you can't, I don't even think you can really look even at the regular season games between these teams because if I'm not mistaken, most of the games that they played were before the All-Star break. Yeah. And since the All-Star break, even though they didn't really make any trades, the Pacers have played significantly better in the second half of the season. So this, to me, I'm going into this with a completely clean slate. Obviously, you guys have touched on some of the biggest points here about the pace, the pace of the Pacers, their ability to just come out and have ridiculous shooting nights.
I'm trading.
I fully expect there to be at least one game where they shoot 70% from the field or 65% from the field and blow the Knicks out. I fully expect that. They're going to get that at least one of these games. As long as Halliburton is the engine of that team and he's on the court and he's playing the way he has been, the Pacers absolutely have a good chance to win this series.
Yeah,
but
call me crazy.
You could say the same thing about the Knicks with Jalen Brunson. As long as Jalen Brunson is out there and leading this team and playing and healthy, the Knicks also have a very good chance. So I'm not going to make a prediction. Yeah. Obviously, I'm pulling for my Knicks, but this series is going to be a lot harder for the Knicks than I think a lot of fans are making it out to be. But I think it will also be a lot harder for the Pacers than a lot of very passionate Tyrese Halliburton or just Pacer fans are also thinking it's going to be.
I respect Max because he's the more
this guy gets
he's the more realistic of the two of us in some regard, but in other regards, it does make him a little more scared. I'm not scared.
Look, I'll just say this, bro. Like, okay, this is my take on the Pacers Knicks. First of all, I think it's going to be a great series. I agree with Max's point that some people are favoriting a particular side. I can see this being a back and forth, every game kind of being a close action to the buzzer, or at least to the fourth quarter, last 5 minutes of the game. That's what I imagine these games to be. I don't know, man. I just feel like the Pacers, like, people are really sleeping on the Pacers. Like, I know people are saying,
dude, nobody wants to.
No, I promise you, they are, bro. I watch the media.
I promise you.
In the media,
bro.
You can't sit here and act like y'all are in.
I've been seeing it
Omar,
all over the place. I have been seeing Pacers. I'll send you every single one I find. I promise.
Send it to me.
I've seen live shows
picking the Pacers to win the series over the Knicks.
I'm
literally opening my timeline.
Pat McAfee.
Literally
Pat
McAfee in basketball right now. Okay, let's ball. Whatever. I'm saying this. Look, I'm literally seeing Stephen A. on my TV talking about Jalen Brunson is the best player left in basketball.
Skeptical.
Jalen Brunson is a superstar. Tyrese Halliburton isn't because he's not asked to do as much as Jalen Brunson.
Agree with that one.
ESPN every 2 seconds. The Pacers are probably underdog in this series. The Knicks are by far the favorite. Like every most media outlets I see, they are choosing the Knicks. The Knicks are by no means underdogs in this series, like at all.
I'm not saying they're underdogs, but I'm also saying that the Pacers shouldn't be underdogs either. And it's not right, even if they were underdogs. It should be kind of, in my opinion, should be like an even spread, like that 110 to 110 type of
Look,
type of
I don't care if they're underdogs or not. All I know is the Pacers are dogs. You can take the under off of it. I'm saying
I agree with you.
I think the Pacers. Look. Let me get my take off.
All right.
Personally, I like this Pacers team a lot. I think they have a lot of toughness from start to finish. And like we mentioned, I think this is a team who utilizes their bench. Like Jay said, they go 10 deep. And all 10 of those players playing are really good utility players. Like they contribute. That has nothing to do with what I'm saying. What I'm saying is, look, I just believe with this roster, man, I think it's going to be closer than people think. I think it's going to be either a 6 or 7 game series. I don't know if I don't know. I don't know who I have though. I'm being completely real. You know what?
Say the hot take. Say the hot take. You want to.
I got Pacers.
Say the hot take.
I got Pacers.
Okay.
I got Pacers.
I'm gonna sit here and take
I got Pacers
because it's a respectful take. Because as I said, Knicks in 7. Because again, 7 means low.
Oh, you're getting scared. You just said 6.
No, I didn't.
You did.
No, I didn't.
No, he said 6, but he wrapped up saying, "I'm gonna be realistic." 7. He did 6.
Okay. I was just making sure because I heard 6 at first.
He did. He was.
I think it was. I think I said 6 or 7. That's what I said. Exactly.
Okay, we'll take it. I'll watch the replay after this, but
we got it. You got it. I definitely didn't say just 6 if I said 6. But regardless of that, again, like I said, very good series. I made a whole point saying that the Pacers can run us out the gym. That could very well happen. The Pacers, again, as Max said, they have a very good chemistry this year. They've been together for a year, Pascal and Tyrese. I want to see how that works. But I'm also looking at the past 2 games of Tyrese Halliburton thinking, is he going to be sitting out to close that game? Because past 2 games, he was sitting out to close. I know he hit those game winners with Giannis. But I think he didn't hit like over 10 assists in the last 2 or 3 games.
That's bad news for y'all.
I mean, yeah, shit, good for them. But if we could stop,
plus, like, are you talking about
if we could stop anything else for Tyrese Halliburton, that's light work, though.
But what I'm saying is, okay, but you're talking about assists, though. I still feel like Tyrese Halliburton's impact, like overall in the playoffs, has been everything.
Can I ask you something on a real note? Who are you taking? Who are you taking defensively guarding? Okay, let me put this in perspective. I'm going to ignore Tyrese Halliburton. I'm going to ignore Pascal Siakam for the sake of the conversation. I'm going to go for the third guy. Can we arguably say Aaron Nesmith?
Okay.
Who is guarding Aaron Nesmith in the series for Cleveland? DeAndre Hunter?
DeAndre Hunter comes out.
No.
I'm going to be honest.
Max Strus?
Yo, what's up, Ray?
What's good, Ray? How we doing, brother? Was it Max Strus? Was it...
If it was a starting lineup situation, then Max Strus did start, yes.
Okay. May have been switch. I don't know for sure. Who are you taking defensively, Mikal Bridges or Max Strus? Just for the sake of conversation.
It's easily Bridges.
Okay.
But what's your point, though? I've literally seen Bridges get scored on every single round. It's not like he's been the best
I'm not saying
stopper.
He hasn't been, but he's still a force on defense.
Okay.
Blocking Tatum.
Aaron Nesmith is a force on defense too. You know what? I'm gonna just look. Sometimes you just gotta learn the hard way.
He's doing it because I'm convincing him.
You're not convincing me anything, bro. I'm not changing my mind. I always say it's gonna. I'm sticking with Pacers in 7, bro. I just believe this team. Look, I'll say this too. The Pacers have these insane offensive waves as well that you have to survive. It's not every game, but you got some games where the Pacers go absolutely lights out on the offensive end, especially from 3-point line. Mm-hmm. If you get a game where everybody's hitting threes, I mean everybody, Aaron Nesmith, Tyrese Halliburton, Miles Turner, Pascal Siakam, all those guys. I'm forgetting somebody else.
Obi Toppin.
Nembhard,
Obi. Like, when you get that game, which you get at least one of those games a series, maybe even more, like, it's really hard to contain that. And you talk about pace, like, you got to go. They're running down from this end playing defense. They're running the fast break. There's no breaks in between most of these possessions. Like, it's it's fast-paced basketball. So I'll say that, bro. Like I
We
truly
play fast-paced
believe like
defense.
You know a matchup that's really slept on in this series? I can't wait to see Cat versus Miles Turner. They're basically
Yeah, that's
True.
gonna be
they're
interesting.
basically doppelgangers.
True.
But
Yeah.
Miles Turner gets blocks. But
Yeah.
I love that matchup, man. Both really good stretch bigs, probably the best stretch bigs
Man,
in the playoffs remain.
Look, I understand that the Pacers are going to have energy on their side. That's part of the reason why that they can run out the gym. But I genuinely just think that the Knicks are going to be prepared for stuff like this. We're talking about a team that has weaknesses. Now, the reason why they beat in Cleveland was because Cleveland has their weaknesses in slowing them in particular down. We've seen weaknesses all over the NBA where certain teams that are not that great beat other teams because they do something a lot better than the other team does. Let's be real. It happens. It's not often.
So
but
you
it
guys
happens.
versus
I think
the
we could
Celtics.
play. Basically, yes, I'd say that too because injury luck does prevail. I have to admit, in some degree, with Kristaps Porzingis having HIV. Apparently, I'm not going to discuss that too much. It's just a rumor.
That is not confirmed information.
Not confirmed information. Not at all. Not at all. It's just a rumor. It's just a rumor.
Not even a rumor. That's just a Twitter-ism.
Twitterism is crazy.
I mean, that's all it is. It's not even a rumor.
That was a little out of pocket. That was a little out of pocket. My fault.
Omar trying to get his cancel, y'all. He's trolling. He's trolling.
Listen. But again, I'm just looking at the series prospectively, and I'm looking at the defense of the Knicks while looking at the defense of the Indiana Pacers, looking at the offense of the Knicks, looking at the offense of the Indiana Pacers. While the Indiana Pacers trump us on offense, I believe we can trump them on defense. And that's going to be something that's going to be to watch during the series because that's what put the Celtics away. That's what put 20-point leads away in the first two games of the series. I'm just looking at that and I'm saying the Knicks have the capability to erase leads.
So Omar, let me ask you a question. What do you guys trust more? Pacers offense or the Knicks defense? What do you trust more?
I probably trust the Pacers offense more. Now that doesn't mean that I also think the Knicks have a very good offense. I think the gap between the Pacers offense and the Knicks offense is not tremendous. Certainly during the regular season, the Knicks hung their hat more on the offensive side of the ball than the defensive side of the ball. Yes. I think the best defense that the Knicks have played all season was actually in that series against the Celtics, or at least stretches of that series against the Celtics. But the Pacers their offense has been their main weapon since the Siakam trade last year. So I would say I trust their offense more. Yeah. That doesn't mean that I think the Knicks can't still overcome that if they play the defense.
Because again,
Boston, and if they're able to have an offensive production similar to the regular season.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
My reason for that question, I think the defense is even. The Pacers are like, it's just like something where everybody thinks they have terrible defense because their offense is so good. Their defense is very solid. They held Cavaliers to points of 8-9 minutes without scoring the ball. Like, that defense is pretty serious right now. Aaron Nesmith has
I'm looking at
one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA. Miles Turner had 5-6 blocks games in this playoffs. I'm not sleeping on this defense, man. They're not. The Knicks defense is better, yes. They have OG. They have Mikal Bridges. They got Mitchell Robinson. They got Josh Hart. They have guys, yes. The Pacers are a collective defense and a collective offense. They're collective on both sides of the ball. Even Halliburton is not a cone. Halliburton is not either. It's not.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's regarding Darius Garland with a half a toe.
I have to say, part of that like thing that happened with the Cavaliers was, look, when you don't have a point guard, a battle tested point guard like Darius Garland, what are you gonna do? And yes, ground pub 934.
One of the worst losses was when they had their full team healthy and back.
That's true. I will agree with that.
With Garland playing good basketball, with Hunter they're playing, with Donovan Mitchell playing, they got absolutely destroyed. Just say.
The Pacers they're gonna get some stops. They're not
and like
not soft, man.
To Jay's point too, like do the Knicks have? I think the Knicks have better individual defenders, but I also think the Pacers have a really good defensive system, and that's just like same with offense too. To be honest, like we talk about like the rotation.
Oh, I can't wait. I just can't wait till.
No, I'm not.
I can't wait.
I'm just saying,
I can't wait to the.
I'm only saying this because you're like over. You're just like trying to trash this Pacers team on the low.
I'm not. I've given them their flowers. I've given them their flowers all podcast.
You're giving them their
flowers all podcast. You can't say that.
You're giving us the flowers and you're cutting off the stems. That's exactly what you're doing.
That's
literally what you're doing. You're giving flowers. You're cutting off the stems. It looks nice right now, but in 2 days that flower is gonna wither. That's literally that's your takes right now. It's like
it's a lot of bad compliments going on right now, man.
It's like this. But yeah, he's actually a horrible defender. Tyrese Halliburton came to the floor to close games.
He is though.
He defended well in the Cavs series, or he defended better than he has in the past.
It's gonna be so funny. Like, look, I'll say this. I want the Knicks. Like,
be very funny.
Big part of me, obviously, with the podcast stuff. Like, I would love for the Knicks to win, so that my two co-hosts can have the experience of their guys going to the finals.
Yeah.
But part of me feels like this could be Omar's canon event. No, but I'm saying, look, this part of me is like, okay, this could be Omar's canon event, because if you do not remember, Omar has been absolutely trashing Tyrese Halliburton the whole entire season. Literally from the start of the season to the middle of the season to playoffs, off season, everything. No, I promise you, everything.
We could go back. I've given him
bad about Tyrese Halliburton is absolutely crazy. Once again, half cut, stem off flowers. By the way,
because I think he's a fraud.
And
I think he's
what perfect icing on the cake would it be for the fraud to not only have his best series
that's a storyline
in the playoffs, the best he's played all season versus your team to send your team home. Like, I'm not trying to be a hater.
What is everybody's obsession with Tyrese Halliburton playing his best basketball all season? He has not. What are we talking about?
I said he could this round play his best basketball. You gotta listen.
So
fair.
I got something for you, Omar. If the Pacers win this series, I need you to do a 2-minute drill by yourself.
2-minute drill by myself.
I'm burning his props. You gotta apologize. Give him his props.
Wait. Time out. Guys, we're totally forgetting about something.
No.
Omar tried to avoid it. Where's that chip at, Omar?
I'm not doing it. Dude, you gotta
No. He said Tuesday on the main pod, I will do the one chip challenge.
But then you canceled it.
Last week?
You didn't schedule it at all. We didn't figure it out at all.
It's supposed to be this week.
There is no solidifying.
It was supposed to be this week. No. Time, Max. No, Max. He said last Tuesday, he said, no, I need a week to prepare, and we will do it next main podcast next Tuesday. I have the clip. I don't want to pull out the clip.
Just so nobody thinks I like open it or anything. It's still open.
Omar owes us.
Should I go back and try and find it?
Yes.
Look,
100%. It's there.
Look. So I'm not ready. Straight up, I'm not ready. So, I'm gonna be real. I'm not ready for it. I'm not ready for it.
Oh my goodness! Just take a bite, Omar.
This is almost as good as.
If I take a bite, I have to eat the whole chip. I'm not. Mama ain't ready no B. Like, I'm not gonna do that.
Let's do it, man.
I'm not doing it now.
You said you would on Tuesday.
Mama raised the B. No,
what is the getting ready process like? Like, are you gonna eat spicy foods for a week to get yourself?
I honestly have been. Yeah. I have been eating some Indian foods.
It's like the Ben Simmons and Joel Embiid.
It's a training process.
He's wrapping up.
Eat the chip, Omar, man, week 2.
Hell of a lot of milk. I have a condition.
Well, I guess we'll try again next month, guys.
Next week. How about this?
I'm okay with. You know what? Fine. Not because I think the Knicks are going to win. I will do that 2-minute drill episode by myself because I've said it before. Look, if Tyrese Halliburton was playing the same exact way that he was playing last season, I wouldn't have said a word. This season, he started off slow. Mid-season, he got hurt. He was in and out of the lineup. He wasn't doing that good. I'm going to give him that, guys. Let's be real, because last year when he lost 4-0, people were giving him that excuse that he hurt his back. I let him ride that. I let him do that. Fine. I gave him shit this year. Yes, I did. Fully owned, fully guaranteed. Trademark certified Omar Othman right there. But
last name docs.
But he started to ramp it up towards the postseason when the postseason had started, and coming up when the Pacers had reached fourth place and they were like 3 games behind us or something. I want to say I started to say that the Pacers have started to ramp it up. So I'm not in a place where I can't do anything or say anything good about the Pacers. I'm not like Paul Pierce where I have to put something out bad, walk 6 miles, and then still complain about it later on. So I'll do what I'm told. Well, not do what I'm told, but I'll do what I said.
You good, bro?
I'll do what I said to do.
Can I make a request?
We have some fans in the chat, bro.
Come on.
How about
What's that say? Come on, take the chip.
for the weekend?
Yummy, delicious chip.
That's not what
You
it's
see
saying.
that? Look, Tom G says, please eat the 1 chip.
Who the fuck is Tom G?
Right there.
I think he's talking about playoff E.
Kanye, he says, stop the yab, eat the
I
chip.
am-
You see that, bro? They're asking. They
He said,
want it.
stop the yap. He said, stop the
Munchy good chip.
How about this? It's Friday enough time. Friday weekend.
Bro, okay. For people who are here, just to clarify this, Omar told us next main podcast next Tuesday.
You told me you'd buy a
I
Jalen
will
Brunson
do the
jersey.
main chip. But we're gonna keep talking about that. Okay.
You told
I'm
me
just
you'd buy
saying-
the Jalen Brunson jersey.
I'm just saying, Omar,
It's been 2 years.
it's gonna keep sitting on the shelf.
You still
It's just
ramping
gonna
up,
keep.
man.
You know, they told me. I read a review about it. They said the longer you let it sit on the shelf, the hotter it gets. I'm just saying. I'm literally just saying the longer you let that bag sit there with the peppers fuming in that bag with no air circulation, it's gonna get hotter.
That's fine.
I'm just saying. I'm trying to help every day.
Imagine I open it and it's just fucking stale.
I'm just.
I mean, listen, we have someone in the chat saying they'll donate if Omar eats it right now.
Whoa!
Wait, who's the money going to and how much are we talking?
I'll take the money.
How much is the money?
I'll take that real quick.
Where's the money going to?
Omar, eat the. Everybody in the chat said, "Eat the chip. Eat the chip."
Eat the chip. Dude, Omar, come on, man. We
Money
rooting
should
for
go
you.
to the tree.
Get it,
Yeah,
get it.
the True
Money
Max
goes-
Ground Cup 934.
Eat the chip. Eat the chip.
If you eat the chip right now, I'll cash app you $5.
That's
Even
not
though
even
that's not a
covering the
lot.
cost.
It's a little percentage, about what 5%, 1.5%. I forgot how much chip is.
As
It
long as
was
we
like
get
it was like
I'm
$12.
free.
Oh, I thought it was like 28.
No, it wasn't too expensive.
No, I'm just playing. Omar, I'm just playing with you. You can't wait till Friday.
Is Friday fair? Because I don't. Spoiler alert! I don't think I'm gonna be able to make next Tuesday's show. But I
Oh
really-
my, that's gonna be a whole nother week for him.
So how about Friday? We could all be on. We'll schedule it. Friday. I don't know what is Friday the 23rd. I guess
2 days.
3 days.
Down.
Yeah,
Okay.
bro. Okay, this is the same guy. Chat. He literally told us, "I'm not scared of the chip, bro. I eat hot stuff. I eat stuff hotter than this every single day on the daily." That's
You did
literally
bring that on yourself.
verbatim what he said.
You did bring that on yourself.
Omar, why you sweat, bro? It's literally gonna be like eating a Dorito, bro. I'm telling you. Look, you're disappointed in the chat, man. It's the off season. They've been waiting for some fun content.
All right.
Well,
That's
y'all
enough.
will come back Friday, right?
Friday,
Y'all will come back
Friday.
Friday for the weekend preview.
Omar, we need to hear you
No.
say it.
Praying for you, Omar.
All right. May. What day is it? May
23rd.
23rd. Damn. I'm looking at the calendar.
I believe it's May 20. I believe it's May
Is it
20.
okay, bro? You're letting a
Get all
chip
off the
press your
stage.
calendar is
Oh,
crazy.
God.
Let me open up my calendar to see when I
No,
can eat
I
the
like
chip.
that.
It's
I like
crazy.
that.
I'm pulling the
Schedule
Earl
it.
right now. I'm stalling. I'm pulling an
I like
Earl.
the
Hey,
Google
man.
right there. It just says
Get you gotta forget the day.
I do it a little bit more smoother
All
than that.
right. Let's do.
I hate to profit. I hate to profit off the Celtics, Omar, but the opportunity was just too good.
You did this. What the thing is? Why I can't feel bad? It was such a lopsided bet.
And I did give Omar.
I would love to have the playoff name, but I'm not. But all right, fine. Let's do
Friday, right? I mean,
yeah, okay. Let's do Friday the 23rd. All right, fine.
All right.
Okay, hold on 1 second. Can you repeat after me?
No.
My name is Omar, and I will be doing the one chip challenge on Friday, the 23rd.
I already did say Friday the 23rd.
Can you say it one more time, bro? I just want to get the clip.
Well, we're gonna get the clip.
All right, guys, listen. All right, Friday the 23rd. I am going to be eating the one chip. I'm going.
Wait, the 23rd of what? Sorry,
May.
We don't need any red tape. All right,
2025.
All right. Let's start over from the top.
All right, guys, listen. I'm gonna be eating the one chip challenge. Basically, I lost a bet. I told myself that the Boston Celtics would beat the Boston Celtics would lose to the Orlando Magic. So now I have to eat a one chip because I lost it, even though my Knicks won. Don't really care. I have to do it anyway. So tune in into the playback Friday 23rd May, and yeah, I'm regretting this immensely.
Got the clip, baby. Let's go.
Eastern time.
Oh yeah, Eastern time.
Good enough.
I'm sending over the e-signature to the chat right now. E-signature.
All right. How long?
Sign the contract.
Shall we end off the show today with some more fun? We've had some serious basketball talk.
Yeah. Let's end it with a fun segment real quick.
And you need lightheartedness in the NBA.
I really thought I could get away with it.
We'll go further than Giannis.
It was your fault for bringing up something that I remember.
Dude, you didn't even buy the Brunson jersey. I don't want to talk about it. I don't know why I should be held to it when you didn't even buy the Brunson jersey. I don't know why I should be held to it.
I mean, you got the chip right next to you, bro. I don't know what to tell you, man.
Listen, you never bought the jersey when I told you to buy it 2 years ago.
Don't worry.
I even made a deal to get the chip from you, and fate just didn't align the right way. Remember? The draft pick, the Spurs are for sure going to get the number one pick, and I put a chip on it. I said, Omar, if the Spurs get the number one pick, you can ship me that chip. I'll pay for the shipping. Well, I didn't say that, but I won't pay for shipping.
You weren't even going to get another one.
I was going to take his, and I was going to save it from him, and I was going to
take mine. He was going to take mine.
Yeah, we shook on everything, and then second.
Literally shook on it.
Second's not first.
Damn, to think that was one pick off.
Do you want to make another bet to pass off the chip? I don't even know what can happen in 2 days. Never mind. It's nothing really exciting where it's like, oh, chip worthy.
If the Knicks lose, that's
just glazing.
Nah. How do you guys feel? Okay, let's read the chat. Let's think. You guys want to see me eat it on Friday, or do you guys want to see us bet it off again to somebody else? Eat it now. No. Eat it now. No.
Wait, did you offer to eat it right now?
No. Somebody said in the chat. But listen, guys, regardless, I'm going to be eating this chip Friday in the playback room. Meet us there very soon. Thank you guys so much. Appreciate every single one of you guys.
Oh, we're not going to do the Giannis segment?
Oh, let's do it. Yeah.
Let's do the Giannis real quick. Yeah.
Let's do the Giannis segment.
Yeah,
man.
If you guys have time, we still good?
Yeah.
Yeah, I have time.
You still good on time, Jay? Okay, bet.
The other day, Giannis took to Twitter and just answered a bunch of random fan questions. Some of them had to do with basketball. Some of them didn't. And it was just he was having fun with it. The fans were having fun with it. So we're gonna go through. We're gonna rate Giannis's takes. So we're gonna briefly look at some of his funniest or perhaps most controversial responses. See what we think about that. Are you all ready?
I'm extremely ready.
Okay. I guess let's just go around the table. Omar, what's one tweet? You bring up a tweet or just say it. You don't have to show it, but just what's one tweet that you have something to say about? Bring it to the table and offer what's your opinion on his take? Make it like an opinionated tweet that he had.
Okay.
I'll lead off. I hated his starting five, all-time starting five.
Really?
Okay. You did not like that.
Center at no center. He
brought a center.
He did Curry, Kobe, LeBron. Who else? Jordan. Like, come on, where's the center? No Shaq.
There's too many good all-time centers for him to leave a center out. I do agree with that.
Yeah. This is some fun podcasting, man.
I remember mine.
Let it talk.
Mine is like, if y'all don't have yours already, mine is when he said his favorite color was sky blue. And you know what team happens to have back-to-back years with sky blue city edition jerseys? The Atlanta Hawks. And you know what Giannis said he wanted to do?
No. Oddly specific.
No, you know what he said he wanted to do? Stay in the East. And you know who could be a great duo? Trae Young and Giannis. Just saying, a great duo that doesn't completely break the NBA, and I think that they can compete for a long time. Trae Young's missing his superstar type player to play next to him. I don't care what you have to give up. I'm doing it in a heartbeat.
Look,
that's my bet. That was my best when I seen him tweet about.
I get it. I 100% get it, but I'm not sure he's talking about the Atlanta Hawks.
Oh, I know he is.
He said he was.
You gotta look.
He also said his favorite city was New York to play in.
Yeah, to play in. Everybody likes to be a villain in New York.
That's true. I was surprised when someone asked him what's his favorite music genres, and he said heavy metal. I was surprised by that.
Heavy metal is goated.
I feel like heavy metal.
It gives you so much energy.
You'd expect them to be. You know what I mean? Like,
it gives you so much energy.
They do. No, it does. Like, I just wouldn't have expected Giannis to be a heavy metal kind of guy. So I was surprised by that. I'm not hating on it. I was just like, I would have expected that to be like a Bobby Portis thing.
It probably is a Bobby Portis thing.
Hey, Max asked you in the chat, Max, what did you want it to be? Inferior, Max. What genre?
What did I think Giannis' favorite music? I can see Giannis being a country guy. I don't know.
From Greece?
I feel like I can see it.
From Greece?
Yeah. What do you mean? You don't think they get country music out in Greece, bro?
No, yeah, like Greek country music, sure, but
I can see that, or like indie, like
Greek
indie
country
pop.
music.
I could also see indie pop for Giannis.
Why would he? Okay, what would he have to relate to in American country music when he's from Greece?
Bro, what do?
That's why people listen to country music.
Everybody relates to rap music on a personal level.
Of course not. that's
I'm just saying, like that's.
No, because the thing is, country. I feel like country. They talk about real life scenarios and stuff like heartbreak.
So God forbid Giannis catches a vibe on a heartbreak song. I mean,
that's
he's
fine.
From Greece.
That's fine.
Because he's from Greece, he can't have that. He can't have a heartbreak situation.
Okay, but are you expecting it?
I'm just saying. Were you expecting heavy metal?
I could expect it a little more than country music. Yes, I can. I can because I know a lot of people. I know a lot of people that listen to heavy metal, including myself. So
I know a lot of people who listen to country music, including myself.
I know. You know, when you said the baby sky blue line, I really thought you were going to pivot Lakers.
No. That would have been a good segue, but no. I truly meant the other team.
Apparently, Giannis is also a fan of, in terms of NFL, he's a Packers fan and a Cowboys fan. So
yeah,
we love
he's a what fan?
Happy to have you.
We don't Green Bay on this podcast, by the way.
We are a Giants podcast.
Go Bears.
I mean,
I don't think anybody on this stage likes the Giants.
I do.
Jay, you're not Giants. You're the Bears, right? You're Bears all the way.
Yeah, I'm Bears all the way.
You're Bears all the way. Okay. So
I knew my boy.
Cowboys podcast. Thank
Chicago.
you. Would love to have you on to talk about the Cowboys season.
Cowboys. Oh wait, is that recycling bin because we're recycling all the good talent and going to win a Super Bowl? I love that emoji, man. No.
That's a weird way to describe Dak Prescott.
All I know is CeeDee Lamb and George Pickens season all year long. Double that. That's all I gotta say. CeeDee, double that. CeeDee, double that now. I got Pickens on the baseline. One hit. Come on, bro. It's truly over.
What do you think about Giannis's response to the you and 4 other current NBA players versus a silverback gorilla?
Oh my god, I thought he got that so wrong. I have to say.
Wrong. Okay. So for context, he said he's taken himself, which fair. Steven Adams, Zubac, Zach Edey, and Jokic. So you think that's totally wrong?
Only one I didn't agree with was Zach Edey.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
No, I think Edey. I almost agree with the most. Like Edey, he may miss layups. He may miss right on the rim. He may miss rebounds, but I know Edey stands on business. I've seen it all season long. When somebody gets in his face, not moving a single inch, right here, standing right eye to eye. I got Edey right there.
Did Draymond die?
I don't know if I'm taking Giannis.
Draymond Green is alive, y'all. I'm taking Draymond.
I don't know. Okay.
Look.
Are y'all really taking Giannis? Because the only three that I'd keep on this team right now are Jokic, Edie, and Steven Adams. Just because they're big dudes.
I'll take Giannis.
I don't know if I'm taking Giannis.
Bro, he's literally the Greek freak. Why would I not take somebody named a Greek freak?
Because he's only a freak in the sheets, as per he said.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for watching the podcast today. We appreciate you guys showing your support.
The Greek freak is the freak. Let me stop. So
anybody get a red button?
Both. Okay, so Giannis was asked on defense, do you prefer to play the weak side or help? Okay, no, that was the wrong question. I really tried to get off the topic. It didn't work. My favorite was the one that somebody said, if you respond, I'll name my kid Giannis. And then he responded with, I'll tell you little Yanni, I say hi.
We need a follow-up from that account now. In like a couple months, we need to see.
Say hi to little
Godfather
Yanni.
Now, right?
Say hi to little Yanni.
I mean, yeah, you got to make Giannis the honorary godfather.
He's that kid set up for life now.
Giannis' favorite wrestler all time, Eddie Guerrero. That's a hot one. Hot take.
Eddie Guerrero.
I don't know if you guys are wrestling fans, but
I like Eddie Guerrero.
I know. I've heard of Stone Cold Steve Austin. That's about it.
I'm a wrestler.
Rey Mysterio is the father.
I've heard of Rey Mysterio. I've heard of a bunch of wrestlers.
If you haven't heard of Rey Mysterio, it's a weird time. You got to hear at least some of those wrestlers. John Cena, if you haven't heard of John Cena.
Yeah, I know John Cena.
You're living under a house.
The Undertaker.
Yeah, same thing with The Undertaker. I feel like if you don't know those main WWE guys, you've just been living under some sort of house.
I do.
Not even a rock, a house.
Yeah, a house.
Earl, what the fuck?
What was that?
Earl, that was you. You're the only one with a voice changer.
Wait, what did it sound like?
An alien. Squeaky ass alien.
I think we need to wrap the show up before this.
Yeah, we're going. All right, that is.
Any more off the rails?
Thank you everybody for watching the podcast today. My name is Earl. That is Omar. That is Jay. That is Max.
Missoula, a bunch of
And
things.
we appreciate all you guys for coming out today. And we'll be back on Friday for our Weekend News preview. Peace out, family.
Peace out, y'all.